you are going to be on Flight 101, which is Financial Literacy Training 101. In the Charlotte area, we have 65 degrees and overcast. I'd like for all of you to sit back and relax so that we can go forward to learn what you're going to do with all this money you're going to make. I have a question as we're sitting in our boarding room. How many of you would like to be wealthy? Raise your hand. I want you to be in an uproar about this. I want you to be very proud. Look at all the seats that are empty here. You have made it on time to your flight. You're in the waiting room and you're starting to have an experience uncompared. How many of you have ever realized that nobody was trained for marriage? Nobody was trained for raising kids? See all the news and they saying abuse? But we have all these ideals about what we think is right. But today I'm going to inform you a plan. You can make your own decisions after that plan, and I hope that you're going to strategically figure out how to get to wealth. Let's talk about that. Wealth to some people means different things to others. I want someone here to tell me what they think wealth means. You want it, but you don't know what it means? What do you think it is?
To me, wealth is an abundance of something. So if you have an abundance of money, an abundance of joy, an abundance of love or health, I believe that's what wealth is.
I love that global meaning. Anybody else want to add something to it? What about you?
Cool. Well, I heard somebody say this. It's being able to do whatever you want, whenever you want, without any financial barriers or obligations.
Okay. To be specific, so that it's something empirical that you can take with you in your life, there's two categories. One is liability and one is asset. Your liability are those expenses that take money out of your pocket. Assets are money generated that can pay for your liabilities, and in extension, you can do things with your money without working. That's wealth. You probably see a lot of people that are rich. They have things, but someone told me wealth was owning. I said, well, I own my watch, I own my ring. That's not wealth. It's already paid for, it's depreciated. So there's lots of things right there that you can learn in regards to what is wealth. So when you understand what wealth is, go forward, and you want to secure as much of it as you can to go forward to wealth. Anyone have a definition of income? What about the lady? You want some? Do you know what it means?
Income.
Income? Yeah.
Same thing she said.
What did she say?
Cash flow coming in.
Cash flow coming in? All right. Let's see. If this adage is true, they say, it's not what you keep, what you make, it's what you keep. So let's see how we're going to keep more of what we make so that people don't take that away from you, because I'm going to show you in terms of real life situations where over half of that is taken away in your lifetime. You have a 30-year span to get to your retirement. I'm going to show you how to get there and keep most of the money. But what I ask of you here today, as we're sitting in our boarding room getting ready to board, is that you have a humanitarian view, just as I do, because this is going nowhere if you don't help other people to help you, to help other people to help you. So you got to make a promise in your mind, because I think that it is the greatest cause. You, the few of us that are here today, are a part of a revolution, because we've now realized, as of George Bush telling you, that you needed to manage your own income and take charge of your pensions. And people said, well, I don't know how to do that. I'm going to show you how to do that today. But I want to entice you to go further than any information that anyone else can give you. And you will find secrets as you're being the knowledgeable people that you are. And you're going to utilize the systems of knowledge and be trained very well at this level, college. That's why you're here. But it is not greater than application. So I want you to learn how to apply what you're learning. Everybody, buckle up. Everybody now, I want to make sure you're in the right section. If you have two, you're over here, and if you have one, you're on this side. All right? So as we're boarding the plane, get up and move to the correct section. If you're number two, move to this side of the plane, and if you're number one, move to that side. As you're boarding the plane, I would just like to give you a few appetizers and inform you what the problem is and why we're here today. Over 320 million people are financially stressed in America. Does it make sense to you that you get up and go to work every day, you do that routine where you're in that turnstile and you keep going every day, you're willing, you're committed? Somewhere along the line you get really tired and you say, something's not working right. I'm going to tell you what it is before you get there, and I'm going to help you to overcome it. I'm going to say to you that with 95% of people financially stressed, most of them are going to panic when they finally realize that they didn't know jack nothing about money. They didn't manage it well, and a whole lot of it got gone. So you're not going to be one of those because you're here today. After this flight, you're going to see differently. It's going to be a cloudy day, but you're going to have sunshine inside because you're going to be managing your finances and you know what the truth is. And you're going to also seek new truths, those that I cannot tell you today or even imagine that you'll learn in your lifetime, because you young people's lives are changing so much more quickly. And I could say this and that and other, but all I can offer you today is an outline. And I want you to plug in. And as I stated, your responsibility is to share this. So buckle up. This is what we need to learn. As our students are walking down, have you ever seen 30, 40, and 50-year-old people living with their parents? They're spending mama's money. You know better. You know that's not going to get you to wealth. Only if you have a very plan. And I doubt it. Because if they are still living at those ages with their parents, they're considering the generosity of a poor person that would not and loves them probably, but I'd have some tough love like I did. I'm like, okay, it's time for you to go. I gave you a college education, I paid for that, you did this, it's time to go. So, figuring out how to get out of there, but a lot of kids take their time and patience to do it. But I figured that you're more motivated, that's why you came today, so you're not gonna be those. You're gonna be figuring your way out because you have that plan in front of you and you're gonna start to implement it. And then, number 2 is my business owners, and number 1 is just a regular employee. Let me explain to you the difference. When you are a regular taxpayer working a regular job and going home every day with whatever's left after you sign for Uncle Sam to take that compensation, then you get 7 deductions. You can write off a few things, and outside of major calamities, you're only going to get 3 of those, maybe 4. If you're a veteran or have done services, you may get more. But if you're a business owner, my number 2 group, yay, number 2, business owners. If you're a business owner, you're going to generate multiple streams of income, and you're going to be able to make an entity that will get you all the money that you've been paying into the corporation of someone else, and you're going to become the boss. Try not to work for someone else, and even if you do, let them have all of that invisible joy, but on paper, you be getting your deductions, and on an average, take home all the money that they would have gotten for your corporation. That's how you do a job. A lot of people say, oh, I'm so excited about this company. MetLife is going to offer me an opportunity to work. I can get an internship and I'm going to be set. I'm going to wear clothes, I'm going to travel, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. However, that's okay because it's just like giving a trinket to a ball player with 30 mil when in fact he could have kept all of his money if he declared the right kind of tax entity. So you want to go with tax laws. How many of you like Uncle Sam? He your friend? How many have made up a friend? No, nobody likes Uncle Sam. No, you don't like Uncle Sam? I said, you said no. You like Uncle Sam?
He does keep the economy generated as far as, paying taxes.
It keeps the economy generated? Okay. What else do you think Uncle Sam does good? I mean, think about it. Tax return? No, I don't like that. All right, I'm going to make Uncle Sam your friend today because I'm going to show you how to use the taxes to make that benefit, and then you'll be glad because, see, wasn't that the same when everybody's like, oh no, I don't decide to do this, I'm going to do that. And you've seen people from high school, they made other choices in the past, they've gone down, but you decided to come here because you felt in your greatest intuition that there was something great that you could learn. You're going to get something that you can do something with because you are go-getter people. But those people that didn't decide to come, what they didn't know is that through study, which you're going to be constantly doing for the rest of your lifetime, you're not going to be like the generations before you. You're going to study your money, and you're going to learn about the 5 steps that I give you, and you fill in this outline that I give you today as much as you can, and then you're going to be different because Uncle Sam won't take away over $250,000 or more in your lifetime. You'll get to keep it. That capital you can do things with, and that's how you get to wealth. I'm going to tell you more. Brace everybody, put your seatbelts on. We're experiencing some turbulence. Why are we having this turbulence? Let's see. We're having turbulence because of common financial problems like, oh, look at the burden, poor guy. Lack of money, debt, rising cost of living, taxes. These are all things we feel we don't have control over, but you have control of each one of those. When I give you the outline, you plug it in, you figure it out. Why are so many people income starved? I don't want you to go down this path. 40, 60 days a week, hours a week, they have a second, third. I even heard people have 4 jobs, and they max out their pay scale because the taxes are taking it away, and they still retire poor. And they're wondering, well, how did this happen? Or upper income people, they feel they're on the kahunas. You get to float for a while. You ever heard that adage? It's like, oh, cry before the fall. So they're looking all good, smelling all good, doing all kinds of things. $60,000 or more a year, living above their means. Looking good, though. But they mismanage their funds. They spend too much, and they don't know how to minimize that. I'll tell you young people this, because most of you here are young, and we're young too. Yes, we're young. Because it's never too late to make a financial decision that could change your life. Even if you only get 1, 2, or 5 years to do it, it's better than never. So, what you want to do is not be like the people in the upper income, which I'm hoping all of you are going to be upper income to wealthy, is that you do not plan for your retirement. This is what happens if you don't plan. 32% goes into taxes. Is that correct? Remember I showed you earlier? Okay, go. This is what happens in Charlotte. You're making $65,000. Pretty good. New York, man. You eat that money up. That's where I came from. But here in Charlotte, $65,000 would give you a very nice, if you have your debts and your FICO and all your scores and stuff up to par, which I could talk for days about. You'll say you're making $5,400 a month, but here comes your taxes. State taxes, 7.5%, FICA, 7.65%, and federal government, Uncle Sam. Ooh, look what Uncle Sam does. 19 point, he has the nerve to take 19.7% of my money, and I thought I had $5,415, but I really had. So when you walk in to buy your car or your house, and you tell them that you make $5,416, you're lying. Don't tell yourself a lie. I want you to be honest to say, in your mind, even if it looks good on paper and gets you what you want, make sure you're able to pay for that thing. Make sure you're maintaining all of your everyday expenses in addition to this new purchase that you're making. I mean, I've seen some people drive a fancy car and live in a shack. Seems backwards to me. I'd rather have somewhere to live. All right, what happens next? They do this wrong. They mismanage their credit, $815,000, over $500,000 in a 30-year period that they give away because they don't understand how to change that, which you will know today. And they do this in interest on credit cards. They throw those credit cards out there like it's the big thing. But trust me, you always got to read the fine print because that's where the misery is. If you don't read the fine print, you're fine. Now, this is good these days. It's about 13.99% is a good interest rate, up to about 29% interest rate. So you would want to keep yourself in the low end of the interest rates if you ever have to even do it. But be strategic. If you're going to do something like that, have a plan where you're going to know how you're going to pay for this in maybe a couple of years. You know, take a chance. But put that automatic draft and make sure that you keep those bills paid on time, because the number one reason credit scores go down is because you don't pay on time. And a lot of people with the excuse-itis, they don't accept that. Don't pay no bills. I'm sorry, I'm late, my leg broke. Nope, they don't care. Now, even if you're going to do a tax entity, they have forms online, and they don't care whether it's November, Christmas, Easter, you file on time, and you are documented, and you start accruing interest rates according to your laziness and your inability to pay your bills on time. I found that you can see someone that pays their bills on time, and they usually are very punctual about everything else. Because does it make sense that if a person is conscious about punctuality and those things, they're doing that all of their life? That's their constitution. So, if you have any indicators in your life that you're not doing things correctly, change it. Because it's not going to be to your better good, and it's going to get worse in the long run. It feels cool at first. You have to take the medicine.